Your news for the state of Tennessee in 10 minutes. Tennessee in 10 is made possible by Tennessee Department of Labor and Workforce Development.
Thanks for joining us for Tennessee in 10. I'm Amanda Hara. We're going to start this morning in East Tennessee, where the TBI is now investigating a shooting involving a detective.
Hello from the WVLT Newsroom. I'm Will Puckett. Well, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation is looking into an officer-involved shooting in Sweetwater. What we know is the Sweetwater Police Department is confirming the incident happened Monday night. We did reach out to the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, or TBI, for more information. We're still awaiting to hear back from them. Once we learn that new information, we'll pass it along to you.
I'm Ariana Poindexter. The Shelby County Sheriff's Office arrested a suspect who's now accused of multiple break-ins and crashing into a deputy's vehicle. Shelby County Sheriff's Office says around 2 o'clock Sunday morning, deputies responded to reports of multiple vehicles being broken into at the City Place apartment complex near Forest Hill, Irene, and southeast Shelby County. When deputies arrived, 47-year-old Jennifer Evans, the driver and mother of 3 children in the vehicle, allegedly drove into one of the deputies' cars, which led to the deputy getting hurt. The deputy suffered minor injuries and is expected to make a full recovery. A 17-year-old who was in the car is also charged with burglary to a motor vehicle. 3 teenagers are recovering and several people face charges this morning after a shooting in Covington. Investigators say this happened during an attempt to buy guns. Among those charged, a 13-year-old, 2 15-year-olds, 2 17-year-olds, and a 23-year-old. The lone adult, Markevius Nelson, faces charges of aggravated assault, reckless endangerment, and contributing to the delinquency of a minor. All the teen suspects face reckless endangerment and aggravated assault charges.
The conservative Christian group Turning Point USA has entered a partnership to launch chapters in every high school in Tennessee. The state is now teaming up with Club America. Senator Marsha Blackburn and conservative activist and athlete Riley Gaines were part of the announcement. The nonprofit's co-founder Charlie Kirk was shot and killed in September while speaking at Utah Valley University. According to Turning Point's website, they aim to educate young people about the importance of limited government, free markets, and freedom. They say students are also encouraged to educate others on American ideals.
Some Tennessee state lawmakers want to expand the state's Education Freedom Scholarship Program. Others call it the School Voucher Program. There are some parents in the state of Tennessee, though, who are suing to stop this program altogether. There's no timetable for when courts will hear the lawsuit, but lawmakers are expected to talk about expanding the usage of state tax dollars to pay for students to go to private schools in the upcoming legislative session. Others in the lawsuit say the state is by way defunding public education to shift funding to this scholarship program. They also say it's not the family's choice, but rather the school's choice whether to admit students or not. Advocates say that when this has happened or lawsuits have been filed in other states with similar programs, Supreme Courts have found that the program is indeed constitutional.
5 Memphis Shelby County schools could close or be consolidated as early as next school year. District leaders say the decision is based on building condition capacity and enrollment, pointing to lower usage compared to nearby schools. Parents push back at a community meeting, saying the school is a safe space for their children and that moving students, especially those with learning disabilities, could disrupt their progress.
We're used to this school. We're used to the staff, the teachers, the principal, and everything. And my son has a little condition. So therefore, having him going to another school, we got to learn people all over again.
Just phase 2 of this process. There are 5 phases in all. The next phase will be the legal review of the consolidation.
All right, First Alert meteorologist Stefano DiPietro joining us on this cold morning with a look at what's in store for everyone across the state.
Now we do have a First Alert weather day in effect for this upcoming Thursday because of the risk of strong thunderstorms across the state of Tennessee. Winds will gust up to 30 miles per hour before storms even come through, and that you factor in some thunderstorms, the wind could get damaging. Heavy rainfall could come in as well to some areas. The severe threat, Middle Tennessee, West Tennessee, not so much out toward the Smokies. So as we head to the east, storms are expected expected to weaken. It's just a low-end threat, 1 out of 5 on that scale. The main concerns will be gusty winds and heavier downpours. It's not like really we have much of a tornado threat. We're dry all day today with pretty good sun. We'll see clouds increase in West Tennessee as we head through the remainder of today. Clouds really thicken up across the state tomorrow, maybe an isolated shower. Most of us are dry. We're dry early Thursday morning. Thursday afternoon early, we'll have a couple of spotty rain showers and maybe a rumble of thunder. There's your cold front coming into West Tennessee, middle of the afternoon. It should be in Middle Tennessee right around dinner time, and then out toward East Tennessee as many of us are getting ready to head to bed. But that line of storm should be weakening as it marches to the east.
More than 1 year after the storm, additional help is now coming to folks impacted by Hurricane Helene. What we know are 2 new programs from the United States Department of Agriculture will help fund repairs or replacements to homes damaged by the storm. Clinch Powell RC&D says they're helping people in 14 East Tennessee counties apply. Of those 14 includes Cott, Granger, Hamblin, and Jefferson counties. There is a caveat to that. There are certain requirements people have to be eligible or have to meet in order to be eligible for that assistance.
A Tennessee lawmaker wants to make parking easier for pregnant women. Representative Gino Bolso has introduced a bill that would grant temporary disabled parking permits to pregnant women in their 2nd and 3rd trimesters. These are the same permits given to people with disabilities, including those using wheelchairs. Florida and Illinois have passed similar laws. And similar legislation is also being considered in other states. The bill will be up for discussion when the legislative session begins in January. A Knoxville man thought he was having car trouble, opened the hood of his car and found a big python under the hood. Figured out what had been going on with his car. Several days ago, Justine Hodge noticed kind of an unusual smell coming from the SUV. He was headed to take it to the dealership for a checkup, but the day before decided to pop the hood and check it out and could not believe what he found.
Lo and behold, once I pulled it up and propped the hood up and looked, and there he laid on top of the battery box underneath my car right up against the firewall.
Animal control removed the snake. They say this type of snake definitely not native to Tennessee. It was probably someone's pet that got loose or escaped. Good reminder to check under your hood before you start your car this winter. You never know what could be there trying to warm up.